iniquity is not of me, even thou be bear my name. Even thou he bear my name. That's continuing the same thing, that we should not essentially do things, say to people things that we might ourselves be doing it ourselves. That's hypocrisy, on which I'm going to read some other ones pertaining to that matter. The next one. O son of man, deny not my servant, should he ask anything from thee. For his face is my face, be then abashed before me. That's big. A lot of people asking us things, or we know what they want. So if we don't give it to them, Baha'ullah says, his face is my face. I think to be practical here, we cannot give to people what they want if those things are harmful to them or they're not in the book of God. Somebody cannot ask me to give him money to go buy crack and cocaine. That is not what it is meant. If the person asks you something like that, you have to see how you can help him seriously. But fulfilling the desire of the people that they want to harm themselves and others, of course, is wrong. Next one. O son of man, neglect not my commandment if thou lovest my beauty, and forget not my counsels if thou wouldest attain my good pleasure. This is what we just discussed. The love of God is towards doing his commandment. Next one. O son of man, magnify my cause that I may reveal unto thee the mysteries of my greatness and shine upon thee with the light of certainty. This is very, very important. If you teach the faith of God, or you're trying to magnify, try to say what it is that God has created and its relevancy to the people and make it useful to the people, definitely that makes the person to become wiser, more knowledgeable, and there's no doubt about that. Next one. O son of man, for everything there is a sign. The sign of love is fortitude under my decree, and patience under my trial. So, this is a sign. Sometimes trouble comes to us, even though we are thinking to serve people, do something good. For that, you know, we get blamed for, we get even punished sometimes, and all that things. So, to do good things, or teach Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah is warning you, you have to be patient, because things will come that you may not like it. So when he says, his laws are just that shield that I mentioned. If you're into those shield, then you'll be okay. If some part of the shield is loose because you're missing some of the commandments, some of the rules, and not taking care of it, then you're going to suffer. But he says that's the sign of love. Alright, let's go on. O fleeting shadow, that's what he says to man. Pass beyond the stages of doubt and rise to the exalted heights of certainty. Open the eyes of the truth that thou mayest behold the Open the eyes of the truth that thou mayest behold the veil's beauty and exclaim, hallowed be the Lord, the most excellent of all creators. So in that case, we are creator and God is creator. What we create, we use geometry, Euclidean geometry, and our own mathematics, things that they make it as angles, it has shapes, it's symmetrical. God is not like that. None of his things are similar. But to take us this doubt, this business of doubt to certainty, this is a huge process. Best of all, it is for us to refer to the book all the time, thanks to those who brought the computer, and thanks to Universal Laws of Justice with their website. If you have questions, just get into the Baha'uLibrary.org and type what your question is, the word, and you will see the things that are in there. It's like GPS. So if you have a problem and you want to know something, you're doubtful about it, see what the writing says. This will not remove your doubt. Now after that, you have to go and act and do something. If you don't do it, the doubt will not go away. But if you do it and it works, it creates into certainty. But it's an ongoing process. You might read the book of Mufawizat, some answered questions, and remove your doubts and you say, no, I found it. And if you think that's it, over, a one-time deal, that's not the case. Next year, if you go read the book, all of a sudden you learn a few things more. So, if we progress spiritually, we are entering the area of doubts all the time. To get rid of the doubts, we have to read more and apply it. Apply what we do. Then we get rid of certainty. We get rid of the doubt and we enter to the certainty. This process of doubt to the certainty is through reading the books of God, as I said, very easily to refer to, and then act upon. You have to apply it. Then you learn, you know. The next one. O moving form of dust, is referring to our body made out of dust. I desire communion with thee, but thou wouldest put no trust in me. The sword of thy rebellion hath felled the tree of thy hope. At all times I am near unto thee, but thou art ever far from me. This is so very important, that why we have no hope, why we are not hopeful, it is only because we are cutting this umbilical cord that connects us to Baha'ullah by forgetting it, by breaking it, by committing sins, by the things that he said not to do it. Then you become hopeless and you say, he's not going to forgive me. I screwed it, that's it. Baha'u'llah says is the greatest, the worst, actually, sin is to be disappointed from God. You cannot possibly do anything that he can't forgive you. You're so little, okay, for his grace. Come back. Just go do good things. Anytime you felt bankrupt because of your attitude, because of the thing you have done, as long as you're alive, you can go back. Sometimes in a twinkling an eye, you can go back. Bob says, you teach one person, guide him towards God, all your grievous sins that you have done is forgiven. Therefore you go on, you know. Next one, O son of dust, the wise are they that speak not unless they obtain a hearing. Ooh, I have to say that to myself. Sometimes my enthusiasm and my exuberance takes me over and I just go with the excess of the speech. I say things that it can be recorded to be used later on. But in reality, it's so amazing that if you do not find an empty bottle, do not fill it, Baha'u'llah says, with the water. The person doesn't want it. Essentially, it's the best that you're asked, the questions. Then you answer. Or if see the persons are not talkable or doesn't trust you or he's not in a good mood, start with some other way. To start some kind of a speech, some kind of a dialogue. And then he might raise the questions. The other day I was talking to a friend of mine in a restaurant, talking about the Baha'i faith. And after we finished about 10-15 minutes, the gentleman on the other side started to say that I heard you and I have a few questions on the Baha'i faith. So, yes, we have to teach and we have to tell the truth, but sometimes it's not a direct talk. You can create a circumstances in which the question will be asked, and that is the best way. There's lots of it, so let's go on. O my servant, purge thy heart from malice and innocent of envy. Enter the divine court of holiness. This jealousy, which means envy and malice, is one of the serious problems of the world. First we start to compare ourselves to somebody. Then we say, okay, he doesn't know as much as I know, or he's not as good as I know. I'm better than him. That makes you arrogant. Now you get into competition and you find out that your estimation was wrong and he beat you. Then what to do now? Your estimation was wrong, that you thought is bigger than him. Now you found that he beat you. At this situation, you become jealous. Why does he have? Why does he have? So, it starts from comparison. Don't compare yourself with others. What they are, who they are, it's for themselves, it's not you. Every one of us has a seat in front of this divine show connected to that point. Everyone else on the planet Earth sits and leans on the point of gravity, which is one point in the center of the earth, but everybody leans on that. Everybody has his own angle, his own place. If that is the case, there's no comparison is required. All this free enterprise that thinks that there's one winner and everybody else is loser is a wrong way of doing it, you know. Even the Baha'i economy is not a Baha'i free enterprise. It's the economy of collaboration, cooperation, not out of enterprise. And the situation of competition, fierce competition that's out there to do anything to get the customer. So that's how you can get rid of the jealousy. You should know what you are and who you are. Absolutely nobody can be you.